And today we're going to talk about the concepts of NR, RTE, as well as ITC. Now, obviously, as I've taught you guys a million times, you should never engage with the woman who's trying to get you to sell yourself to her. It looks try hard, it looks low value. So instead, what you do is you filter it through your frame. Refusal to engage, ignoring, and no response. Boys, this will absolutely skyrocket results with women. Stay until the very end and I will teach it to you.
The Unapologetic Man Podcast.
What is up, you champions? Thank you for tuning in to another episode of the UMP. Happy 2026. I don't know about you, man, but I got a good feeling about this one, both for me as well as for you. And I want to ask you, is your dating life up to speed? Do you have it exactly where you want to have it, or do you want it to be better? Well, 2026 can be the year that you absolutely change your life when it comes to women, when it comes to the abundance that you're experiencing in your dating life. And I am here for you. If you want to talk to us, we have a 95% success rate. We have a guarantee that will guarantee you if you don't at least 10x your results with us within the 3 months that you stay with us, you can stay with us until you do. This is why we are getting home run after home run after home run. So if you want to change your dating life, I will go into that brain of yours with NLP, give you confidence, give you self-esteem, make you know that you're the prize. So if you're interested in that, click the link in the description below, fill out your application. You and I are going to talk and see if I can do for you what I have done for thousands of clients. That is 10x the results with women and change your life in 2026. Let's get into the content. So today, boys, is my favorite topic, and I'm starting out this year with my favorite topic because frame control is the single most important thing in seduction. And today we're going to talk about the concepts of NR, RTE, as well as ITC. I'm going to get into these. And boys, of course, I'm going to save the best one for last. We have been testing this with females over the last 3 months. Me and a small hand-selected group of friends as well as clients have been testing this one concept with chicks, and it has been getting such amazing results. I can't wait to share it with you. So don't blow out my analytics by clicking away early. Stay until the very end and I will teach it to you. And it's going to work just as good for you as it has been for us. All right, boys. So frame control, as you know, is leading that little girl, being in the leadership role, showing her you have boundaries, showing her you're not to be with, not buying into her frame, not buying into these little impositions that she puts on you, such as trying to get you to do her favors, trying to get you to buy into her frame, do what she wants you to do, and of course, testing your boundaries, saying mean shit to you, and also trying to turn you into a beta cuck so she can test to see if you are a beta or a real leader. Frame control is the backbone of everything that I teach. And there's individuations within that backbone because it is a lot like a skeleton, right? You have the spine, which of course is frame control. And then you have these offshoots, just like it is in the human skeletal system, where when she does certain things to you, you need to know how to react. Like, do I do this thing or do I do that thing? And today we're going to talk about the basic tenet of ignoring and not buying into her frame. Now, the reason I thought of doing this in the beginning of 2026 is because this, again, is like the backbone of your entire seduction. You have to only engage with those frames that she puts out that you want to engage with. For example, if she puts out a frame of trying to get you to explain yourself to her, you trying to sell yourself to her, would you buy into that frame or wouldn't you? Of course you wouldn't. So immediately we have to understand that the backbone, the real premise of frame control, you only engage with those things that you choose to engage with. So, for example, if she tries to get you to do her a favor and you're like, would doing her this favor build more attraction or would it kill attraction? Well, if you guys have learned anything from me throughout this podcast, obviously doing girls favors usually kills attraction, unless of course you get her to do something for you first. This is called hoop theory or requests in my coaching. She asks you of a request, you ask her of a request first. The most basic tenet is she asks you to get her a napkin from the bar and you say, yeah, for sure. But first you have to twirl like a ballerina or make a donkey noise first, which is something that I've been doing a lot lately. I'm like, yeah, for sure. I'll do you that favor. Go ahead and make a donkey noise. Let's hear your best donkey. And literally, boys, they'll be like, hee-haw, and I'll be like, oh my God, that tells me everything I need to know about you. Wait right there. I'll go get you the napkin. We do this because our favor must be earned. So that's a frame control tenet, but also a tenet is ignoring. She's like, hey, why are you wearing that stupid shirt? And you just completely ignore it. You think of something else and you're like, oh my God, did you see the fight outside? So when she throws out a frame, you either choose to engage with it or you choose not to. If you choose not to engage with it, you completely ignore it and you blow past it by changing the topic. If she says something and you don't engage with it, it's like she didn't say it. This also shows that you have a strong frame because you're only willing to engage with those frames that you yourself approve of. Think about that for a second. If somebody throws something at you, why is it that so many of us immediately engage with it? Why do we feel obligated to answer that guy's question, to do that favor for that girl, to explain ourselves to her, to sell ourselves to her when she throws out the qualifying frame? If she says to you, why are you amazing? You have the choice to either engage with it or not. Now, obviously, as I've taught you guys a million times, you should never engage with the woman who's trying to get you to sell yourself to her. It looks try hard. It looks low value. It looks like you don't get girls, which if you do that shit, trying to sell yourself to a girl, you don't get girls. And you guys all know this. So instead, what you do is you filter it through your frame. And this is the first concept. Refuse to engage. If she throws something at you, a frame and position, as I spoke about in a recent podcast, or she tries to get you to sell yourself to her or do a favor for her, you just refuse to engage with it. And think about your own life right now. Why is it that so many people engage with everything other people throw out with them? I was selling my old car recently. It was a 2012 Toyota 4Runner. I'll have Liam throw up some pictures if you are watching on video. And dude, I can't believe it. I got $17,600 for it. It had 190,000 miles. It's insane how popular 4Runners are in Colorado. So I got a bunch of people who hit me up because if you're seeing the pictures right now, you're like, whoa, that's a 2012 with 190K miles. God bless America. Mark Singh is anal with this car. And I am, man. I religiously took care of that shit, garage the whole time. But when I put it up on Facebook Marketplace, you get these jackasses that like lowball you, right? They're like 15 cash today. And in my ads, whenever I'm selling something, I always put like 3 times, no lowball offers, no lowball offers. Do not even think about lowball offering me. So when they would write me that, I just ignore them. They don't even get my attention. I'm refusing to engage. Then you get the other guy who says, what's your bottom dollar on it? And my reply is always, hey, dude, I'm not going to negotiate against myself in the very beginning. If you're serious and if you have the cash, come see it and then we'll talk pricing. But just to let you know, I've already had 23 people hit me up about this car, so I'm not really going to move much off my price. And that right there shows I'm not going to engage with your questioning of me. How low am I willing to go? Guys, never fucking go down on your price when you're negotiating, when you're selling something. Don't be the first to offer a price. Be like, what are you willing to spend? I'm not going to negotiate against myself. Never be the first guy to throw something out in a negotiation. It's the same with chicks. She tries to get you to do something and you don't want to do it, then don't fucking do it. Refuse to engage. Yet so many people just go with the whims of other people. Whatever they ask, whatever they request, I'm engaging with it. Now, of course, you get some jackass listening and he's like, dude, why do I have to play these games? I don't understand. Why can't I just be myself? Meanwhile, he bought the platinum VIP ticket into the Dallas sex doll convention. And he's like, oh man, just a few more years and these sex dolls will be able to act like a real girl and I could get out of this mess once and for all. Boys, I don't care how good those sex dolls get. They could be almost completely like a real female. If you think that that's your future, if you're literally one of those guys that's like, I don't want to fuck with this anymore, I'm just going to get a sex doll and call it quits, that will never satisfy you. The most satisfying thing in life is being with the feminine woman who actually has a soul, who can interact with you and who you are leading to where she wants to be led, controlling the frame. So I'll occasionally get these guys who hate on me, who basically go to the supermarket every weekend, buy cantaloupes, and then go to Home Depot and buy drills to put holes in said cantaloupes. Those are exactly the kind of guys that I want to work with and prove to you that dealing with women does not have to be a fucking nightmare. It does not have to exhaust you, or you don't have to look at it as some insurmountable mountain that you have to hike just to get out of this mess once and for all. I want you instead reframing it to being like, I want to be in this game. I want to date girls because guys, When you do what I teach you to do, including ignoring chicks when they put frame impositions on you, or the last two, ITC and NR, and don't forget to stay until the end because I got that awesome technique for you, it becomes fun. You get addicted to it. It's the best shit you will ever do in your life. Lines of chicks waiting to talk to you, throwing themselves at you because you're not to be fucked with. So put away the cantaloupes, get rid of the drill, throw away your VIP pass to the sex doll convention, and know that you too can master this if you just reframe it in your head. And that too is frame control, isn't it? You talking to yourself and saying, I'm not enough. I'll never be good with girls. I'm short, fat, ugly, bald, look like a chicken McNugget with tits or a turnip standing vertically with a penis on the thing. I don't give a fuck what you look like. It's all reframing in your head. You are the prize, brother. You are the champion. Don't buy into all the shit that society, or worse yet, your friends and parents have told you in your childhood, because it's all a fucking illusion. You choose the life that you get, and you do so with your words and your thoughts. So be very careful about what you think, be very careful about what you say, and be very careful about buying into these impositions, these tests that women are going to throw at you. So refusal to engage means just that. I'm not going to engage with you, bro. Even if you're walking through the parking lot and someone's like, hey, bro, can I pray for you? Which, by the way, pay close attention. That's been a recent scam where they'll like drug you, and that's how they do human trafficking. Can we pray for you? You'd be like, no, beat it. I'm not talking to you. You don't have to talk to anybody. You don't have to answer any question. You don't have to engage with anything that you don't want to engage with, only which you choose to engage with. Refuse to engage, RTE. Remember that, boys. The next time a chick says something to you that you're like, man, if I answer this, I'm literally going to go down in value, just don't answer it. And you could even tell her, I'm not answering that. We're not talking about that right now. Anyway, and then offer up some conversational piece that's better and that will elicit attraction. The next one, boys, ignore, which is ITC. Ignore that chick. Straight up, boys, if you ignore girls, they'll get more attracted to you. And this is different than failure to engage because you're still engaging with her, but ignoring her is literally like she's not there. When you first approach a girl of 3 girls, you should basically ignore the hot one until the social hook point, which means until the girls are engaged, they're interested, maybe you got a laugh out of the hot girl, but don't even pay attention to her. Ignore her. Give her a little bit of attention just so that it's like not too obvious. But basically, I'm completely unaffected by you. I'm actually more interested in your Canyon Mule friends. The fucking linebackers that, if I don't engage them properly, are going to fly horizontally off the 50-yard line into the end zone and sack my quarterback, thus creating a touchback. Not happening, boys. You ignore that chick. And even if she says something you don't want to engage with, ignore her. Turn your attention somewhere else. Get out your phone. Start going on it. Just ignore them. They say some shit to you over texting. Ignore it. They try to get you to do them a favor. You didn't even hear it. Like I said, if she says something and you don't hear it, it's like she didn't say it. That's true fucking frame. Think about a leader, specifically, let's say in a corporate environment. He's the leader of the entire group, right? He's got his entire team under him. He's doing a meeting and some jackass says some piece of advice that's absolutely horrible. He just blows past it. And he almost does it in a way to save the guy face. Like, I'm not even going to engage with that because it's so stupid. It's so horrible. You don't even get reality in this meeting. Guys, frame is setting up the reality that is going on between you and another person. Whoever has the stronger frame is setting that reality. For example, she wants to talk about politics. She wants to talk about religion. As I've told you many times, unless you're the same religion or you guys share some spiritual beliefs and you can like jive on that level, you shouldn't speak about religion. So she throws out, oh my God, Jesus is amazing. And you're like, yeah, he's a pretty cool guy, but I believe he was just an enlightened master. You believe he was God. We obviously have that fundamental difference, so I'm not going to even engage with it. So she says it, you ignore it, and you instead lead the conversation into some area. So she's like, oh my God, have you met my good friend Jesus? And you're like, oh my hell, one of these girls. And by the way, boys, if you're Christian, I actually agree with you like 99% of what's said in the Bible. The only disagreement that you and I have is I don't believe hell is real. Based off all near-death experiences that I've listened to, this shit ain't real. Based off of what other enlightened masters have said, it's a fucking illusion. By the way, unconditional love, and then you're going to send me to hell, those things just don't go together. If God truly has unconditional love for us, he's not going to send us to hell. The last thing I would ever do to my little girl, no matter how bad she becomes as a human being, is send her to hell. I have unconditional love for her as a human. Wouldn't I expect at least the same or better from God? So if you're Christian, you believe in hell, I disagree with you. I think reincarnation is probably the real answer, as all near-death experiencers say. But there you go. You and I disagree. But who cares? Don't let me get into your frame. If you're butthurt right now, I just got into your frame. So if I'm talking to a girl and she's like, oh, you shouldn't cuss because you're going to hell, I'm not going to engage with that. I'll be like, so anyway, have you heard about XYZ thing? And then launch into a story. For example, she says, oh my God, don't cuss, you're going to hell, which is insane that people actually believe that. But she says that, and I actually like the girl. I don't want to just blow her out because she said that dumb thing. Instead of like arguing with it and getting her ensconced in her position, I'm just going to ignore it and change the conversation. I'll be like, oh, that reminds me. Have you ever heard of messages in water? And then do the whole messages in water gambit. Avoid what they say when it's not conducive to attraction. Refuse to engage with anything she says that is not conducive to attraction. And if she keeps pestering you about it, you could say something to the effect of, hey, listen, you're kind of like trying to talk about religion. I feel like that's something probably people should talk about maybe a few weeks or a few months in. If you disagree with that, I totally understand. We can part ways. But it's like, I don't want to talk about that right now because just being honest with you, I have different beliefs. And she's like, well, what are those beliefs? Okay. Are you going to buy into that? No, you're going to be like, look, Jessica, as I just said, I don't think we should get into it right now because I feel like it might amount to a little bit of an argument, honestly. So let's blow past it. If you're not willing to, that's totally fine. I understand. But we're not talking about that right now. Okay. And what you just did is you set out the frame, which again, boys, you have to lead the frame for a girl to get attracted to you. She'll buy into it, thus getting more attracted to you. You think logically she wants to talk about religion, but the real thing she wants is for you to lead her to a good experience. And honestly, even if she is super Christian and she feels great about Jesus, which I'm glad a lot of Christians do, it makes this world a much better place, believe me. Even though you think like talking about it is going to make her feel better, it often has the opposite effect because she would rather you control the frame and lead her to a different conversation that's slightly less interesting to her than the conversation she wanted to have. If you bought into the conversation she wanted to have, that'll make her lose attraction for you. So again, frame is the most important thing. Leading is the most important thing. Even if you lead her in a direction that isn't as good as the direction she would have gone into had she had her choice about it. Now, can you do both? Absolutely. But again, in the beginning, politics, religion, like abortion, these political and controversial topics, avoid them, guys. If she brings it up, what you do is you ignore it and take her to a different location. And again, you got some guy in the comments who's going to be like, I can't believe you're telling us not to engage with what she said. Bro, go get your cantaloupes and your drill and kick rocks with your head down. Don't let the door hit you with a good Lord split you fucking sea donkey. And maybe you can get that VIP pass at the AI sex robot convention. Good luck with that, man. Let me know how that goes for you. Having sex with the robot every night that you can't connect with, that you can't really have a relationship with. And boys, I'm going to say one other thing. Having a child will be the most fulfilling experience you've ever had in your life. I have been with straight 10s. I have literally had lines of girls waiting to talk to me. I've lived in Japan. I've surfed the best waves. I've mountain biked the best mountain biking. I've snowboarded the best mountains. I've done everything under the sun, and nothing is more fulfilling than me sitting there with my little girl and watching her color in a coloring project, because the amount of love that you get to experience, there's nothing like it. So don't succumb to mayonnaise jars and cantaloupes. Don't go get your girlfriend at the sex doc convention. Get the skill set. Join us in this program, and I will show you how to 10x your results with women so you can choose from abundance, not scarcity. Not settling for some sea donkey that you meet on Hinge because she accepts you. But in fact, having a ton of girls in your life and being like, you know what? that girl right there, that's the one I want to be with. And choosing her and having that choice. Nothing like it, boys. And it's worth investing in yourself to get it. All right, the final one, gentlemen, and I absolutely love this one, is called NR. That's right, no response. And this typically happens over texting. How many times have you gotten a text from a chick that just like pissed you off and you bought into what she said and started engaging with her and then she blew you out, she ghosted you? First of all, you got into your emotions, which is highly unattractive. Secondly, you engaged with something you didn't really have to. And thirdly, you responded. The power of no response is one of the most powerful attraction building triggers that you can do over texting. She says something boring. Don't respond to it. She says something emotionally charged or controversial. Don't respond to it. She doesn't put good energy or effort into a response that you said that was really funny. Don't respond to her response. You say this funny ass thing and she comes back, ha, ha, ha. And you're like, dude, that took no effort. In fact, she didn't even like put the A at the end. It was just H-A-H-A-H. Like, how much effort was that? No response. I'm not responding until she texts me back. And yes, boys, this will build attraction. You're sitting there thinking, yeah, but I'm going to lose her. I don't want to lose this girl. She's so hot. Her ass cheeks look like the gates of heaven itself. So you like chase her. You really try hard in your text messages. You're like super try hard. Horrible, boys. You have to be like, I don't give a fuck so much. In fact, I'm not going to even respond to that. What would a girl magnet do if he's talking to 4 girls at a time and one of them says something stupid and doesn't put a lot of effort into her reply? He'd fucking ignore her. He would give her no response. Now, here's the technique that we've been using that's been working so damn well. Okay, you guys are talking, right? And I'll often do this when the conversation is actually on a high note. So you guys are talking and texting back and forth, and you know she's sitting there with her cell phone waiting for your response. And we've all done it. We've all been there. You're like seeing the person typing, right? So you send something funny to her. She sends something funny back. You guys are grooving. What you're going to do is you're going to leave your cursor in the place where you can text, right? Like in the space of which you actually text. Or you could just sit there going, A. And what's happening, especially on an iPhone, I don't have an Android, so I don't know how it works, but I think it's the same. What she's seeing is those 3 dots. Those 3 dots are going. And she's like, oh, it's about to come. I can't wait to see this guy's text. And then you never send it. Not responding can also be used in ways where you think I should respond because I want to reward her behavior. But the thing you have to understand about texting, and this is what makes texting so powerful, is she doesn't know what you're doing in your life. You could have just gotten a phone call. You could be talking to another girl. You could be paddling out on your surfboard, leaving your cell phone in your car, and there it is with the cursor in that gap, and she thinks you're texting, but you're not. So you want to leave them hanging. You want to leave them chasing a little bit. You want to leave them a little bit unfulfilled. How much unfulfilled? About 20%. Hence my 80-100 rule. You want to give her about 80% of what she wants from you. So even if you guys are jiving, you're having a great conversation, you can sometimes not respond and just leave them hanging a little bit and then leave that cursor in the space so that she sees the 3 dots. And she's sitting there for 5 minutes like, oh my God, this is going to be a long one. 10 minutes goes by, 15 minutes goes by, and nothing gets texted. Or, and this is something else we've been doing, you do the cursor thing for like 5 minutes and then you just put a thumbs up on her last message. See, there's all these kind of games you can play. And if you get butthurt about playing games, I advise you to go to the supermarket right now and get your 12 cantaloupes. This obviously isn't for you because playing games with girls is necessary to getting what you want from them. Unfortunately, I wish more than anyone we could just be genuine and be ourselves. But as you guys know, that shit doesn't work. You have to game yourself more than you actually have to game the girl. And that includes sometimes not responding, especially when she tries to get an emotional reaction out of you. Let's say, for example, she texts you, I'm thinking about going on a date with this other guy. You could just not respond to that. Read it and leave her on red. Or you could say, I think you should go on a date with him. He sounds awesome. See, buying into what girls do, engaging with frames she throws out, getting emotional about what she just did, and responding in a way that a female would, unattractive. Do not forget the concepts of refusal to engage, ignoring, and no response. Boys, this will absolutely skyrocket your results with women. So test those out this year. And if you really want to skyrocket your results with women, I'm here for you, man. 2026, we have made a goal to change more men's lives than we ever have before. This is the prime season to come into this program. Everything is dialed in. I got the best coaches right now. I got the best program. All my best shit has been included. And when I woke up this morning, I was just like, dude, I can't wait for this year to change all these guys' lives. This once in a lifetime program that I'm going to tell you will not be around forever. In fact, just being honest with you, 26 might be my last year, but this year we are going to break records of success after success after success. And yeah, man, I want you to be that next guy who writes me, just like I get emails every single day. You changed my life. I can't believe this NLP. I can't even feel the way I used to feel before, being not enough, being insecure. My guys don't even feel that anymore. What happens? They get girl after girl after girl. I hate to be explicit here, but it's a fucking pussy avalanche. And that can happen for you too if you just invest in yourself. Stop procrastinating. Stop foot dragging. 2026 is the year to change your life. Put in your application below and you and I will talk. All right, gentlemen, I super appreciate you listening. Don't forget, I drop podcast every Tuesday, so please stay tuned for the next one, and I will see you in the next episode. What is up, brother? Just wanted to thank you sincerely for watching this episode. If you've gotten any value whatsoever out of my content, the single best way to help me is to like, comment, subscribe, leave me a review. You have no idea how much that helps me. Also, if you're struggling with women and you want to talk to me personally about how I can help you achieve your goals with women, sign up for my 3-month coaching program below and you and I will talk. Join us in the Unapologetic Army.